What's up, everyone? It's Vapors to Dragomar. Now it's time for some more League of Legends. In this episode, we're going to be doing some Kassadin in the mid lane versus one of his worst all-time matchups, Talon. Now, in the beginning, it's a little rough, just a little bit. And not exactly the way you would expect it either, but see, anyway, also we have to deal with Gnosis. Unless they have a Gnosis. And they also have Evelyn, which is really annoying. And they even have a Vayne. And not only do they have all of this, but our Callista, I won't spoil it, but yeah, some nutty stuff happens with our Callista, you'll see. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've been recording this stuff. Yeah, I didn't want to spoil what the Callista was doing, but you'll see. So, we're going to mid lane. I start with Null Sphere. Null Sphere is Kassadin's primary form of poke. Now, the proper combo is, at least number one combo, like first, like kind of all-in combo is Rift Walk, which is his ultimate, into Force, or actually no, it's Force Pulse, which is his E, Null Sphere with his Q into Rift Walk, and then an extra attack to kill him. You can also add in Netherblade, which is his W. Netherblade is a huge source of Kassadin's damage. We will be discussing more of this when we get into lane. I have been getting better at commentating, generally because in League, you constantly have to communicate with your teammates what's going on and what's happening, and you get used to it. Yeah, because you have to it's kind of like running a commentary all the time when you're playing League, because you constantly have to communicate with all these people and stuff. So we're going to be helping them take this red buff. Red buff is an interesting looking creature after all. So we're going to be going to lane. Now, interestingly enough, as you will see, Talon has other ways of getting first blood besides just killing you. There are other ways that Talon can secure first blood. So anyway, we're going to be farming minions. We're going to be trying to stay away from his rake. His rake is really obnoxious. Yeah. All it takes is 3 stacks of his rake and Noxian Diplomacy, and he can go for an all-in that does an absurd, deceptive amount of damage. Now, granted, I'm having some trouble last hitting under tower. It's a little bit normal, but I am not entirely a veteran at Kassadin. I'm still working on trying to learn how to get CS. Now, here's where I make a big mistake now at some point soon. So basically, what ends up happening is, you'll see. We'll see, and I'll explain. Better for you to see than me to explain, because me explaining things, that's boring. That's very boring. So, anyway, I'm going to explain something that you can kind of see. Null Sphere is actually really good at blocking certain forms of damage. One problem, though, with Null Sphere is it does not block physical damage, necessarily. It does block some magic damage, but it doesn't really work very well against physical damage. That's one of the reasons why Talon is such a bad matchup for Kassadin, is because it doesn't really work against physical damage. So, Talon is actually the hardest counter to Kassadin that exists. So one of the reasons why I decided to record this was because I now find this more special now that I realize this is actually Kassadin's hardest counter. But I can kind of believe it because, see, Kassadin can't really go into melee range and attack him because that passive that he has, especially in the early game. Now later on, Kassadin's burst gets on his level, but early game, like I said in this point, it's not very good for him. Especially because he has no, Kassadin needs his ultimate for mobility, but Talon has an ultimate, it's a very high burst ultimate. So here he gets a lot of damage. I have to force pulse him away and recall because But then what ends up happening is, as I recall, because I'm worried about getting bursted and dying, and as I recall, he moves somewhere else. See, because I didn't want to stay there necessarily, so I do TP back to lane, but I don't immediately ping miss because I was too focused on farm and wondering whether he's going to go for a reattempt to kill me. See, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking he's going to make a reattempt to kill me. But he does not make a reattempt to kill me. Like I thought he would go for the level 6 all in. This is my thought processes at this point in time. So I'm thinking he's gonna take another swipe at me because I have a very weak laning phase. So yeah, because of my weak laning phase, he would go after me. But no, instead he goes after the Viger support and kills him. And then the Vayne kills off Callista too. Yeah. So that's how he gets first blood. He does not get first blood off of me directly. He gets first blood off of a idea I had, a assumption about what he's going to do. Like he got it off of me indirectly through an assumption. I had an assumption that he was going to try to 1v1 me again to kill me because he's my worst possible counter in the entire game. So yeah, I'm going to harass him with some Null Sphere. And yeah, I did accidentally ping him missing too late. So yeah. But it gets much worse for the Callista. The Callista does a lot of other stupid shit after this. Trust me. Just trust me. But amazingly, it works out. So I'm going to be throwing the Null Sphere at him, poking him down. Trying to see if I can get a low enough that I can go for my all-in. Get a poke on him, or at least try to get these minions. Main thing is I try to get minions. Granted, my Talon's better than this Talon, but it's still a good model. Like, I know how to play Talon better than this guy. Like, I have a lot of experience with Talon. Anyway, oh, he's going to go for his Nox and Diplomacy and Rake. I'm going to go in with and I'm going to try to flash to try to get some more damage on him. But then he ults away under tower. Unfortunate. And, like, he barely escapes with his life. Wonder if I should have chased that. I didn't know whether I could chase that and actually get that. But at the moment, I don't really want to chase him, per se. I just want to try to get back the farm that I was losing from trying to stop him from killing me. So, see, this is the thing that's really rough about facing Talon. He tends to get fed in the early game somehow. Like, he'll always get a pick somewhere. Even if it's not on you, he'll kill someone as first blood, typically. He'll either kill the bot lane, he'll kill something. He'll kill someone. It's just a matter of who. And I'm building my components to Rod of Ages. Yeah, so I got the Health Gem and the Blasting Wand. So I'm going to be building that definitely into Rod of Ages. Going to be farming these minions. I'm not sure. I think I have some low FPS, but I usually have around 30 FPS and 30 MS. 30 FPS, I'm not sure if it's optimal, but my computer, I don't seem to go lower than that. If I try to do the closed client during game option, it doesn't really solve it. Not exactly sure why, but yeah. Like, I'm not sure if that only works on the lowest spec machines. Anyway, I'm going to be trying to roam to see if I can get a pick because I got some CS. Chattily the Hooker managed to kill Garen. Garen is somehow losing the Masses matchup. Not exactly sure how he's losing the Masses matchup, but okay. But he's losing it this early on, which is very concerning. Shyvana is going to be doing some stuff. Viger actually managed to make a pick on the Vayne, which is telling you how badly... Oh, and Callista died to the Alistair. See, this is what I mean. That Callista starts doing really badly. But it gets more of a, this match gets more of a farce before it changes. Here I try to rift walk away, but unfortunately I get withered by the Nasus and die. And this really pisses me off. That the Nasus now is, the other lanes are trying to get to kill me. Because I was wondering, maybe if I turned on Talon, I could have maybe got a return kill for that. But at this point in time, I don't know. I was tilted because I wanted to see if I could rift walk to escape or try to do something about that. And then try to maybe do some other kind of outplay. But I don't know. I got tilted, so I misplayed that really badly. Because I could have probably killed the Talon even if I got withered. Quite honestly, that was a big mistake. So, 2 big mistakes already. One actually resulting in killing me. I'm going to make some proactive plays because things are not going well. So I'm going to try to get these minions. And I'm going to roam now, like this damn Talon, because I am now pissed that he asked for Nasus assistance. I am so pissed that I'm not even willing to stay in the lane anymore because I want kills so bad because I have had no impact, no kills here. So here, he gets trying to trapped in the Viger cage. He gets exhausted. I go in for my Force Pulse in Netherblade combo. I get this slow with the void. I get the slow with the Force Pulse. I go in with the Rift Walk to kill them. I'm coming in with that Null Sphere and get another Rift Walk, and there is the triple kill. Yeah. I am not taking any more. Well, it's not exactly max damage, but decent Kassadin combos. Max damage is you have to, I now know what it is you have to prepare your Netherblade. You have to prepare your Netherblade. Okay, I will be practicing this soon, and I will be showing this soon. I will be doing more Kassadin, obviously. So, yeah, because I need to cover this champion more. This champion is very important in higher rating, and is seen in higher rating. I'll also be covering Malzahar as well. So, the thing is, you prepare your Netherblade by hitting E. You don't use your Netherblade. You go and you go Null Sphere to charge up your Force Pulse, and then you go Rift Walk, Netherblade, Auto, and that's usually enough damage to kill them. I will review that later on to make absolutely sure that that is the exact max damage combo for Kassadin, because Kassadin combos are very important to him, and they do a lot of damage. So, I'm going to be doing some minions. I'm going to do a Force Pulse, and I'm going to do some damage to him. Very good damage here. And that damage should be enough to deter him, the Netherblade. Slowing him with the Force Pulse. I'm going to try to farm under tower here, because I don't want to take any more damage from this guy. Unfortunately, this Talon is going to roam, so I'm going to have to roam with him and find out where he is and exterminate his ass, because I don't want to loot. I don't want to give Talon a free game. Because Talons, especially if they get first blood and get early kills, they start to consider the game free. And if it is all possible for them to not make it free for them, I will do so. Now here, there is a lot of people in the bot lane. Then I'm roaming. There is an Evelyn, and there is a Vayne who's fed as fuck. And I'm going to be trying to get a Force Pulse, and I'm going to be trying to see if I can kill this Alistair, but or get a pick on the Vayne, but unfortunately the damage is so much I get nothing out of it. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be getting more items or making more productive roams, but I'm having a bit of a rough game because the Talon is, and that's that nice try emote that I hate. The Talon is really tilting me with all of his roams, and the fact that bot lane, you haven't noticed, the Callista and the Viger are both losing bot pretty hard, but the Callista's losing even harder. So yeah, Callista's losing us the game even more than I am, which is something because I kind of made some bad judgments, but not as many bad judgments as this Callista or as many bad plays. Like, I don't know, is it the Callista lagging? I heard that might be some lag on the Callista's part. I was not sure if it's not just lag, but also, maybe rusty as hell at Callista. I'm not sure. Here I accidentally take 2 stacks of the Talon passive. The 2 stacks of the Talon passive is incredibly dangerous, especially if they get the 3rd stack. The 3rd stack fully procs the Blade's End passive, and the Blade's End passive does a lot of damage, especially since Talon has gotten some kills, and this Talon kind of knows how to exploit the Blade's End passive. I'm going to be attacking War's Visage pretty soon. Going to be netherblading his minions. The main thing here is I'm trying to remain relevant to farm, and because I will outscale him. I will outscale him very hard. You will see it happen, but it's not necessarily immediate because right now we're still in the phase of the game where Talon is relevant, fully relevant. Going to be getting these minions. It'll be very vital for me to get this farm. Probably have to ping him missing again because he's not going to focus on the farm. He's going to be focusing on killing people because he knows that his time is limited. Okay, so he kind of got a Viger ult. He kind of got some damage. Evelyn is now snooping around because I think what their plan was, the Nasus is the late game, and they got an Evelyn and Talon to insta-get for early damage. So there's a shutdown. Here I get a combo with my Null Sphere, Netherblade, Force Pulse in a Rift Walk, but it's a 1-for-1 trade because Talon used his ultimate from that corner over there. It's a 1-for-1. But you can already see how much damage Kassadin can pull out, how much burst damage, the fact that I could kill him in a 1-for-1. But this is where I start to get even more powerful than him. Like, I'm already even with him, but it's gonna get better for me. So, unfortunately, they have a Nasus. The problem with Nasus is this. Nasus, like Kassadin, also has a vicious late game and does vicious damage in the late game. So that's another thing. They have a ticking time bomb on their team. So I'm sandwiched between 2 problems. 1, vicious early game Talon. 2, vicious late game Nasus. And I have to somehow cope with both of them. But, Kassadin, being as versatile and as mobile as he is, can in fact deal with such interesting scenarios. Now, I do like interesting ground designs that they have. Also, new patch and stuff is coming out. Here I'm trying to Rift Walk. I'm going to Force Pulse and Null Sphere to try to flash out, trying to see what I can do. Things are getting really hairy with the Evelyn and Talon. They're really kind of getting out of control. But, I needed to get that triple kill earlier and some of those other kills because, you see, in order for you to become relevant in the game, league, sometimes you have to make proactive plays and get kills and stuff. You have to become strong. Kassadin is not really a tank. He is a mage, like a mage assassin, if you will. And in order for him to really be relevant, he has to kill people, like Talon. He has to get picks. Because a lot of his value is based on killing people, like Talon is, to an extent. So, but he does ability power damage and stuff. So here I can get a Force Pulse. Gonna try to poke them out. It's rather late, that's why I'm a little tired. Here, Viger's going to try to do some damage. Viger has similar stats. Okay, Viger gets a shutdown. And here I managed to get a Nether Blade Force Pulse combo and try to make sure that Vayne dies, because if Vayne doesn't die, it could be a real problem for my team. Try to make sure I burst down the Vayne. The main thing is to hit Vayne with the Nether Blade. Like, if you're possible, you can hit her with the Null Sphere, but also hit her with the Nether Blade for the burst damage. And then you can throw out the Force Pulse for the slow. The reason you want the slow is because most likely the Vayne will condemn you. If the Vayne condemns you, I'm just trying to think. The pauses are just me thinking a little bit, just a little bit, like about what I'm going to say to exactly explain the situation. So the Force Pulse is to slow it after the insane damage of the Nether Blade. The Nether Blade's damage does in fact scale, and it scales very hard. But it's not just Kassadin that I'm talking about. I will be discussing more Kassadin combos in the future. I'm just talking about this particular match. I'm also trying to learn Talon myself, like even more in depth. Like these combos where he starts with his ultimate and then he procs his passive, which is his 3-hit passive of Blade's End. Trying to get optimal Talon games as well, because Talon is very good for climbing if you can get an early lead, and if you can use that early lead properly and really snowball the game and do stuff with that. Here I'm going to be trying to riff walk around the fight. Unfortunately, Vayne is bad as hell, so I end up taking a little bit too much damage. I was hoping to try to make a pick of some kind during the team fight, but that did not work out. However, my burst is getting higher. I've completed Rod of Ages and now Void Staff on top of some extra health and my boots, and I'm going to be getting potentially Liandry's Torment to increase the damage using that Ruby Crystal, along with, also getting ingredients for Zonia's Hourglass. Zonia's Hourglass is a powerful item on Kassadin because it helps stop burst on him and helps your team that necessarily deal with it and to stop the pick. So Callista has died a lot. Here, I'm probably going to have to try to make some picks here. Let's tighten this lane. Him. There's Chatley the Hooker. He's doing Wither. Here I got a slow. I got a shutdown using my Rift Walk. Here I'm going to have to Rift Walk away because I'm low on health. The Nasus is very strong, and I have to escape his Wither. Because if I don't escape his Wither, it's a big problem for me. A really, really big problem. So War's Vistage has managed to kill Viger. But Viger is a very heavy scaling champion. There will come a time when Viger, he's already made quite a significant impact with his kill pressure already. But also he is infinitely scaling AP. Infinitely scaling AP is incredibly strong, especially in these Clown Fiestas that are in my rating, because infinitely scaling AP means if Viger can survive at all in any situation and get an Event Horizon and get off some Dark Matter and some Baleful Strikes, if he can get any of that off, especially if he can pair it with the Primordial Burst, which is his ultimate, it does an insane amount of damage. Like, unbelievable amounts of damage. Viger's AP, like I said, it has no cap. So it continues to increase throughout the game. In a typical Clown Fiesta, it will climb to at least 1,000 AP, typically, if not more. And 1,000 AP, that's a lot of damage. The trouble with Viger is he generally has to have some form of siege comp or something. He has to have a way that if he dies, it's not the end of the world. He has to have some kind of siege. He has to have a way of drawing the game out because that's what Viger benefits from. He benefits from that. So I got a Force Pulse and potentially a Null Sphere there, but Nasus does a lot of damage. I'm going to be trying to Rift Walk away from the Evelyn Charm and the Nasus Wither, which is quite a lot of slows, disables. Kassadin is somewhat weak to slows and disables. So I'm going to be going in with my Rift Walk, and I'm going to be landing my combo on him. Unfortunately, I died for it, but I feel that killing Talon was a worthy cause. Unfortunately, like I said, the Vayne is a big problem. But the good news is that we got Viger to shut down the Vayne. So this helps draw the game out and helps. And the thing is, Kassadin and Viger both benefit from drawing the game out. And by me killing Talon, this not only weakens Talon, but helps take him out of the equation. If I can take Talon out of the equation, that makes less targets for Viger, less things to target Viger. Since Viger can hit things from a range, see, cooperating with Viger, I can see that by cooperating with Viger, I ended up winning this match by basically cooperating with Viger, because Viger is really contributing. Garen is somewhat contributing, but Viger is the MVP here. These other people don't seem to be making the same impact as Viger is. See, Viger gets the pick on Evelyn. Despite Viger having low mobility, he does have a long-lasting stun and high burst that can be difficult for some to avoid. Here's Chadley the Hooker. Gonna get a Null Sphere on him. Gonna be hitting him. And I'm going to try to Rift Walk. I slayed Chadley the Hooker. And that should be some pretty good burst. And Garen, I'm going to Zonia's in case any of the burst damage is coming for me. There's some very fast, furious combos. So I'm going to have to Rift Walk, Force Pulse, Nether Blade, and then hit him again. Null Sphere, try to hit him again. Unfortunately, the amount of damage from that team fight has left me very low. Solo, in fact, that I'm within Evelyn ult range, and Evelyn realizes this and tries to sneak around and have a relationship with me, but I have already recalled, so she cannot have the relationship that would have ended my existence. Now, I have Ninja Tabbies. I believe I also have a Zonia's Hourglass, a Void Staff, I still have the Dark Seals, and I have my all-important Rod of Ages, which is a very important item for Kassadin. I'm going to be taking these minions and, yeah, killing these minions. I have been working also very hard on my support. I recently got level 4 on Taric. I'm going to be getting on some other supports. So here, Viger lands the cage, lands get me on a killing spree with my Rift Walk. I'm going to have to Rift Walk away from this and try to get away. Okay, I'm going to use Zonia's here because I am very worried that Talon's ultimate, I don't want him to target me. So now I can go Rift Walk and get a Force Pulse with potentially another blade that does a double kill and an ace. Do you see my strategic use of Zonia's to avoid the burst? Because, see, right now, my Force Pulse alone, I potentially, even without Netherblade, my Force Pulse alone is now like a nuke at this point. It can literally nuke the Talon. Because the late game has arrived, basically, for Kassadin. Like, the burst that Kassadin is known for is in the house. So, be getting potentially more AP. Yeah, I'm going to be building potentially either Lich Bane or Abaddon's Death Cap to increase my ability power. Because Kassadin is an ability power assassin. True, he has not a very great early game, and true, he can easily get hit by Talon's passive. But if you manage to even get decent CS and stay relevant in the game, and they don't forfeit, and your team doesn't forfeit, and the enemy team doesn't forfeit, and neither team loses or wins, Kassadin starts to become very strong. Like, he starts to actually surpass Talon in his ability to control the map. So I'm going to be using my Nether Blade and Force Pulse to clear out those minions, try to get those minions, trying to stay relevant. Here, Alistair tries to headbutt me to keep me out of the fight, which is actually a pretty smart move, because engaging on me might be a very bad plan for them. So here, I'm going to go in for them to get the dragon. I get knocked out. Vayne gets a double kill. I'm going to zone use to try to survive Talon's ult, and then I'm going to have to try to, I get to be dominating. And then I have to try to flash and then Rift Walk after using my combo here. Because I might have used another blade on him, but I certainly did Rift Walk and Force Pulse. The Rift Walk, Force Pulse might have been more than enough to kill Talon at that point when he was that low, to be honest with you. But I might have used another blade in there. Nether Blade is kind of difficult to distinguish, because usually when you're using Nether Blade in a fight or when you're doing a Kassadin combo, you're generally, as you can see here, you have to execute your combo very quickly so that your burst damage quickly fires off before they have a chance to kill you. A minion has slain Alistair. So Alistair and Veda both died to minions. Minion has slain, gonna get these minions, speaking of minions. And Garen gets a Baron Nasher steal, and he has slain Chadley the Hooker, because Chadley the Hooker was low, but still trying to take Baron Nasher. Very interesting Baron steal on Garen's part. And now, we're gonna be going off into the distance, and gonna get some of these minions. And we're going to be looking to end the game. There is War's Vistage. He's going to take some damage from here. And Shyvana gets the ace. And we get to take the turret. Yes. And I am legendary in this game, by the way. I am in fact legendary in this game. As you can see, I've completely recovered from my bad early game and the bad problems. But yeah, gonna go in there. I'm legendary. Going to use zone use. I'm within Evelyn ult range. I mean, even if I use Nether Blade, it's still a lot of damage to endure in that team fight. So one of his bread and butter is, like I said, it's Rift Walk into Force Pulse, Nether Blade, Null Sphere. And the other combo is, another really good combo is Rift Walk into Force Pulse into Nether Blade into Null Sphere. And then there's Rift Walk into Force Pulse into Null Sphere, which is not necessarily that easy to see, because the Force Pulse often hides the Null Sphere, which is kind of the sphere he shoots at. Force Pulse is, see that wide cone attack? That does a lot of damage right now. That's like a nuke right now. Another one that's like a nuke is the Nether Blade, which is where he makes his blade glow like a kind of a dullish, goldenish orange, or a dullish orange. And it's usually his blade's usually kind of a dark, like a deep, great purple, not really like a deep, like a almost blackish purple. Here I'm going to be going in. I'm legendary. I just use a Nether Blade on him. This Titan has killed Vayne. It's a double kill. And I get the ace with the rift walk. I am legendary. And it looks like the talent is disconnected. That is a very, very good thing. Why is that a very good thing? Because when someone goes AFK, they've basically given you the match. And there, my friends, is Talon versus Kassadin. Very interesting match. I hope you enjoyed it. It's one of my recent interesting matches. I will be posting some other ones. Here, I did do a Zhonya's as they were attacking the Nexus, but recording the replay of this, or just recording this in general, kind of crashed it when you're doing your Zhonya's near the end of the game. So yeah, that is my video. Thank you for watching. Next time on League of Legends, I will be showing you more interesting League content. See you guys then.